Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm just going to hang off another couple of minutes just before we get started. I can see there's still some people joining the session. So I'm Claire Smith. I'm the National Training Manager for MSC Cruises UK and Ireland. And today I'll take you through a couple of the amazing new things that we do have coming at MSC Cruises. So we'll just wait another minute before we get everyone into the room. Welcome everyone that's just joining. So if you do have any questions throughout the session, do feel free to pop them into the comments bar as well. And of course, there are some great goodies up for grabs as well for joining all the sessions today with TTG. Okay, so one more minute and we'll get started. So again, I'm Claire Smith. I'm the National Training Manager for MSC Cruises UK and Ireland. So today we are going to be talking about the future at MSC Cruises. And it's really, really exciting because despite the fact that we have been in the pandemic scenario for the last 18 months, MSC Cruises is still forging ahead with their expansion plan. So that's where we're going to kick off from this morning. So let's talk about the contemporary brand. So MSC Cruises from 2023 will split into two different sections. So you have the contemporary brand and you have, which is MSC Cruises. And then you also have the luxury brand that's coming. So you'll start to see that popping up. We've got Explorer Journeys, which is the luxury segment. So let's talk about our section just now. So MSC Cruises as we know it today. So at the moment, we have 19 ships in the fleet. So we've got the highest expansion plan and the highest growth of any cruise line. So when we first started out, we started out in 2003, still quite a young cruise line, and we are privately owned, for anyone that doesn't know, by a family that came from Sorrento, the Aponte family. And they still own the business as it is today. So we're privately owned, and we're the world's largest privately owned company in terms of cruise. So over the next 10 years, you will see that we do have this incredible expansion plan coming. There is still another 10 ships still to come into the fleet from next year onwards. So really, really exciting and lots to get your teeth into as one of our travel agent partners, lots to sell, some fantastic product coming. And you can see here from 2017, the expansion plan really did kick off with the Meraviglia class. So lots of you will have heard of the Meraviglia class of ships, which is Meraviglia, MSC Bellissima, MSC Grandiosa, and of course MSC Virtuosa, which has been sailing in the UK this summer as well. And then we've also got Seaside class. So Seaside class, again, is a really firm favourite of British and Irish guests. Seaside was launched in 2017, and then the sister ship Seaview was launched the following year in June 2018. And since then, we've also had two other Seaside Evolution ships under construction. So MSC Seashore has just started sailing last month in the Med. So she is the next newest ship that we have in the fleet. And her sister ship is MSC Seascape, which I'm going to give you a quick glance of when we go through in the presentation. And then for me, the most exciting thing is World Class. So World Class went into the fleet in 2022, so October next year. And you have MSC World Europa will be the first ship in that class. And when she comes into the fleet, she'll be the largest ship in the world at that particular time. So really, really excited to have that coming on board. And then eventually we will have a future new class as well, which will be later on in the next 10 years. So 2028 is when we're looking at that as well. So lots of amazing new ships coming. We are very innovative. We are really looking to expand the product and really give every type of customer something that they can come on board and enjoy. So we really do have something for every single type of customer, from small classes of ships or Lyrica class on our traditional fleet. So she takes up to about 1,500 guests at full capacity, right through to where we'll have World Class at 7,000 guests and 3. Okay, it should be coming back up for you guys now. Okay, perfect. Then we move on to the luxury brand. Luxury is going to be called Explorer Journeys. So for anyone who hasn't been in contact with us yet to register your interest, please do get in contact with us and we'll pop that along to the new Explorer Journeys team. And there also will be 10 brand new ships coming into service for Explorer Journeys as well. So as I said, 20 ships in the next 10 years between MSC Cruises brand and the Explorer. Really exciting. And in terms of the luxury brands, we will also have included in that some future wind power ships as well. So lots of exciting things there too. So the next slide I'm going to show you is MSC World Europa. So as I said, this is the one that I think we're really excited about. So MSC World Europa will be the largest ship in the fleet. She enters service in October 2022, where she will begin over to start her maiden sailing in Dubai. So you're going to have some fantastic Emirates product out there as well, which will also give you some fly cruise product from all the regional airports, including Ireland as well. So lots and lots there as well. You'll see down the left-hand side, we've got some fabulous pictures of the ship. So we will have the longest dry slide at sea on this particular ship. And what I love about Europa is the fact that she will be a hybrid of the Seaside class and the Meraviglia class. So you'll see on the next picture down, you've also got this incredible promenade with the digital LED sky. So very Meraviglia class kind of ship. But that will be half inside, half outside. And the ship will open into a Y shape at the back as well. So you have that outdoor promenade section connected to the indoor with that digital sky as well. So we're really excited about that. Then we'll have MSC Seascape. So MSC Seascape is going to be the next generation ship as well. So she is the evolution ship of the Seaside class, twin sister to MSC Seashore. So again, you can see some of the beautiful photographs there on the left-hand side on the presentation. This particular class of ship has got 65% more innovation than what the Seaside class had. That's the reason why it's called the evolution class. So you'll see that we've got larger pool areas. The aft pool is even bigger than what we had previously as well, with the beautiful sun loungers inside the pool area as well. So you can dip your toes in with that incredible infinity view at the back. And Seaside and Seaside Evolution class are all about connecting to the sea. You know, 80% of the cabin grades that we have on board are balcony cabins, which also means for your customer, it's a great opportunity to pay that small supplement to upgrade from an interior cabin to a balcony. You'll probably be looking at about £150 per person to upgrade from the interior to the balcony cabin as well. So just always keep that in mind with our classes of ships, that especially when it comes to Seaside class, that you will get that little extra benefit as well. And then last but not least, because we do like to have 3 ships in construction all at the one time, we do have MSC World as well, which will come and join the fleet in June 2023. So these are the next 3 that will be joining us. Now, MSC World is Meraviglia Plus as well. And she will be the 5th in the Meraviglia class of ships. So we've never had 5 ships in a class before. This is a one-off. And what I'm really excited about with World, with Seascape, and with Europa is the fact that all these ships will be LNG. So they're really sustainable. We've got some fantastic awards that we've won for in terms of sustainability, and we really are driving and leading the way in terms of cruise ship sustainability when it comes to these ships as well. You'll be able to plug and play in any of the ports. So a great example of that is Southampton. We've just opened a brand new terminal, the Horizon terminal in Southampton as well, which is all designed and powered by solar panels on the roof. And when our ships come into that particular port, they can plug in and they will get shoreside connectivity instead of having the engines running throughout the whole time that they're actually in port, because of course the ship doesn't switch off just because we're in port. We need the electricity and the lights and everything to work. So really exciting things to come in terms of sustainability with these brand new ships as well. Then we're going to move on to stress-free cruising. So of course this, the last 6 months has been fantastic, being able to restart in the UK. We've had MSC Virtuosa successfully sailing around the UK since May this year. But of course, now finally it is time to travel internationally again and to get our customers out to the Mediterranean. So that has all been lifted a few weeks ago. And from next week, we should start to see some of our British and our Irish guests back on board our Mediterranean ships, because of course in the summertime we usually do have 10 ships in the Med. It's in our blood and in our name, MSC, Mediterranean Shipping Company. So of course we want to have as many customers on board in the Med as possible. Now that obviously comes with some health and safety protocols and obviously following the government's advice before travelling. So just make sure that you use the travel agent and the customer is making sure that you check that SCDO advice before the customer flies out to that destination. Now, one thing we have said for the Mediterranean is that all guests travelling should be fully vaccinated. So that is adults that are 18 years or over, and children between 12 and 17 years old should be fully vaccinated as well. And fully vaccinated for us means they have to have had their second jab at least 15 days before departure to give us that fully, so that they are fully safe when they're on board. And then if there is any children that are 0 to 11 years old, we will require that proof of the negative lateral flow test or the PCR test, of course, depending on the destination. And that's within 72 hours prior to boarding. So they need to do that before they get to the terminal. So because again, they will be tested within the terminal, but we need to see that you guys, the customers, have actually done that before they actually get to the port. We don't want to put our port teams and our crew and our teams at risk as well, and of course the other customers that are embarking in that port. So just in terms of what we do in terms of our health and safety protocols, because again, this is very industry leading. MSC has been cruising throughout the pandemic for over a year now, way before vaccines even came into play. So everything that we're doing is tried and tested, which really gives you as a trade partner the peace of mind to be able to go out and to be able to recommend MSC Cruises as a cruise line that is safe to travel with. Now, when they get to the port, they will undergo medical screening. So that is just literally a checklist that they need to check. You know, have they been in contact with anyone within the last 14 days? Do they have any symptoms, etc.? They'll also have a contactless temperature check at the port as well. Then they'll do the medical questionnaire, and they've got the COVID-19 swab test as well. So we will actually give them a lateral flow test on arrival at the port. If that comes back negative, happy days. Let's get them straight on board that ship and enjoying that fantastic cruise holiday. If it comes back as a positive test, we'll then retest using a PCR test just to be 100% sure. It needs to specifically say that they are covered for medical curtailment and cancellation if that was to happen, that they were denied embarkation, or if the worst was to happen, that they did become infectious whilst they're on board the ship as well. So that is mandatory for all guests, and any other further information on that you can also find on MSC Book. Now, the last thing on terms of travelling and making sure that we are keeping all our customers safe, mask wearing on board is mandatory regardless of the local government's advice. So from an MSC perspective, we do require every guest to wear a mask on board the ship in any public areas. Of course, when they do sit down, that's not an issue. If they're in a bar or a restaurant, they're keeping within their bubble, that's fine, they can remove their masks. And that also includes during excursions. Now, all shore excursions will take place within the MSC safety bubble as well. So unfortunately, for the time being, we won't be allowing customers off the ship on their own. That needs to be on a pre-booked shore excursion with MSC to keep them safe. And as I said, all insurance needs to make sure that it clearly states the COVID cover in relation to medical curtailment and cancellation. Last but not least, we do have flexible booking conditions. So any new bookings that you do make up until the end of this month currently will have the stress-free booking policy included. And that is on all sailings taking part before September 2022. Oh, hi, Pippa. And then I'm getting moved on, that means. And that basically means anyone that makes a booking that between that time until the end of this month for the up to September 2022 bookings can change their booking free of charge with no admin fees right up until 15 days before their cruise holiday or 22 days for fly cruise. And that's me. Thank you so much for joining.
Oh, thank you, Claire. I think we did have some connection problems there, so I think a couple of agents were struggling to hear everything that you said, but I know that you've uploaded your whole PowerPoint presentation. All of those slides are on the Files tab, aren't they? So anyone that missed anything there, if you click the Files tab, which looks like a little stack of pieces of paper, you can download all of the slides that Claire just presented, and we've just shared Claire's email address as well, so please do drop her a line if there was something specific you wanted to ask. It is now time for a break. Sure, Claire will stay here for the next 10 minutes. If you don't need to have a break, then please do stay online, and you can chat with Claire using the chat functionality, particularly if you missed something that you were hoping to ask. If you'd rather go and take a quick break, though, we're starting back again at 10:45 at Silversea at 10:45. So come back and join us then.